In this video, I will be showing you how to make pom-poms. They're very simple and they add to the top of hats or any project that you feel needs a cute little pom-pom. So this one was wrapped around 4 fingers and 30 times. And this one was 4 fingers and 60 times. So you can see that the more you wrap them around, the bigger they'll be. This one is wrapped 100 times around 4 fingers, so you get a really nice big pom-pom. And this one, which I like the best, is around 2 fingers 30 times. So I'll show you how to make a small one and a large one. You can even use like a credit card or something to wrap around, but I just prefer the fingers. So you just take your yarn and then you either hold them 4 close together, or you can spread them apart to make it a little bigger and you wrap it like that, or you could do 2 fingers. So we're going to do that one first. So if you're planning on attaching this to something, you're going to keep a long tail. But then also you're going to pull extra to wrap it off at the end. So just hold it like this in front of your hand. Hold it with your thumb to get started. I'm doing 2 fingers. And then you just wrap. So you count every time you wrap it if you want to keep track. I found while testing these out that I didn't like when it started getting bigger and you kept wrapping on top of it because it made them uneven, like this one here. Then you had to go in and trim it to make it look even because some were longer than others. So I like to keep it, relatively even and not get it so bulky. So start that over and we're going to count. We're going to do 30 wraps. So that's 30. You see how it's relatively even. It's not too bulky or anything. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut the yarn from the ball just right there. So you just leave the cut behind there. Then you're going to slide these off your finger but keep them in form. So you can kind of pinch them like in the center of the front or the back to slide them off. Then once you got them off, then you're going to pinch them here, almost like to form a bow. And you're going to take the long tail that we saved from the beginning and you're going to wrap it around the center. Pretty tight and pulling. And you're going to do that a couple times until you have it centered like this. And then you're going to find that tail end that you cut and you're going to tie off a knot. Then when you have it all secure, make sure to keep the longest tail out of the way because you need to keep that for attaching it. Or if you're just making a single pom-pom, then you can trim it with everything else. So you go to 1/2 of your bow and you're going to take your scissors and you're going to start trimming all the loops and cutting them open. You can skim through it, make sure you got all your loops, and watch for the tail yarn. There should be a loop in there somewhere from where it started. Try not to cut that, otherwise this will fall off. Then you turn it over and keeping your long tail out of the way. Then you're going to trim the other side, and then this tail that you tied the knot with, then you can trim it to meet the height of all the other pom-poms. Just cut all the loops. Once you got them all cut, then you're just going to fluff them up, trying to cover that center where we wrapped everything. And this one did not turn out so great, so you can adjust it. And after you make a couple, you'll figure out what works better. And then if you have any that are out of line, you can just trim them up. And then you have a pom-pom. So this was 2 fingers and wrapped 30 times. Now we're going to make a bigger one. We're going to do 4 fingers and 60 times. So this will I'll also show you another way to wrap the ends when you're done. So you leave the long tail. You can do about 8 to 12 inches depending on if you're attaching it. So we're going to do 4 fingers somewhat spread apart. And then you're just going to keep going around. We're going to do this 60 times. So once you've done it 60 times, then you're going to, the yarn connected to the ball, you're going to make a little longer. This is what you're going to tie it off with. So give it roughly 8 inches. You're going to do the same thing, and you're going to slide it off. So you have to pinch it, slide it off your fingers, but keep it in its form. Pinch it like a bow, and you're going to take the tail end from the ball of yarn that we just cut, and you're going to wrap that in the center. So make sure you hold it, wrap it a couple times. Then you're going to take the tail end that we started with and bring that to where you're at, keeping everything in line, and then you're going to tie a knot that way. So that's another way that you can tie it off. Then you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to bunch it together, leave the long end away from everything so you don't trim it. Unless you're making a full one, then you can trim it to match everything else. And then you start cutting all the loops. turn it over, put the longest strand down, and you're going to trim everything on this side. Then when you got it all trimmed, then you're going to fluff it up, covering the center. And then you can also check it to see if everything is the right length and matching. So if you need to go around and trim a piece that may be sticking out too far, just keep roughing it up till you get the look that you want. You even can take a full pom-pom like this and trim it down to be a little shorter. So that's 4 fingers and 60, and then 2 fingers and 30. I think this is 2 fingers and 60. So they're a little fuller. So you can make them all different sizes and attach them to all your projects. And even here, if you notice this one's a little more like crimped or ruffled, you can knit a square of just nothing, just knit stockinette or whatever. Leave it for a day or so and then unravel it, and you'll get these like crimped hairs from the yarn. Then make the pom-pom, and then you'll get this cute little one. So this is just straight yarn, but if you knit a swatch and then pull it out and make one, then it looks more like a little frayed one. So those are a few different ways you can make them, and now I'm going to show you how to add them to a hat. So you just take any hat that you've completed. Now you can either use a sewing needle to pull in the strand, or you can just push it through with your fingers. But you're going to put your hand up into the hat to the top of it. You're going to take your pom-pom. So I think I'm going to take this one. So you're going to, if you're using a needle, then you thread the longest yarn from the pom-pom. So once you have it threaded, then you're going to put your hand in the hat, and right down the center where you do the final gather for your hat, you're just going to push the needle through and pull it all the way until the pom-pom meets the top of the hat. Now if you want it just right on top, snug, or you can even leave it and have like a hanging pom-pom, but we're going to do this one really tight. So just hold it there, flip your hat inside out. Now if you do this when you're making the hat, you should have your drawstring from when you pulled the hat together. You just tie it into a knot. And that is the easiest way to secure it to the top of the hat. Just do a double knot inside the hat to secure it, and then you just, as you finish your ends with a normal project, you would just thread it through your needle and pick up different stitches underneath the hat to secure the strings. And then you have the pom-pom attached to your hat. So I hope this was helpful. I would love it if you tweet me pictures of what you created, whether you do the frayed pom-poms or the straight yarn ones, and different sizes too. If you do 2 fingers and 100, or if you even do like a CD case and make a really big one, I would love to see them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. So I hope this was helpful, and I would love to see your guys' pom-poms. That don't sound right.